Okay, but it is about relationships. And how to keep your relationships good, on the good side.
Mine never work
out. Not yet, at least. Okay, so the first thing, I guess when you're really deep in a relationship, you're thinking about marriage, and what comes with that territory is combining your finances.
Ooh, Lord Jesus of fire.
So the most recent update in news about combining finances is that might not be the best idea for you. And a lot of people are carrying a lot of debt these days, and that is a problem when you're going into a relationship. It's easier to separate debt and have different financial situations when you aren't joining forces, I guess is a way to say it. But as soon as you combine everything together, it almost becomes double the problem.
Your debt is my debt, and my debt is your debt. It will take an eternity to pay it. Oh, sorry, that's a Whitney Houston song's pun.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. It made a lot of sense. It didn't not make sense, which is good.
You know, I'm getting there. I'm almost a songster. Not a songstress, a songster.
I don't know. So do you think you would combine finances with someone who had a lot more debt than you?
Oh, well, if they have a lot more debt than me, then we're in big trouble.
Yeah, and that's where you come into issues, is like you need to have your own personal standpoint on what is the correct thing to do for yourself.
I agree. I like the ideal of just saying we're going to have one joint account, and so our joint expenditures, house, baby products, baby things, and we both commit to putting a certain percentage. Now, this is all about, it's based on honesty, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I think first you're honest with each other, and you say, this is how much I make, and, like, trust but verify, like Ronald Reagan would say, right? So, like, here's my W-2. Camera, can I see yours? Boom, look at each W-2. So you make, I don't know, let's use easy numbers. You make $100,000.
Yeah.
I make $50,000, right? See, clearly she's a woman. She makes more than I do. See?
Always.
So we'll say at post tax, it's 50% of your money is going to go to our joint account, and 50% of my money is going to the joint account. So that should be $75,000 in the joint account that we spend together, whether it be to buy a house, to pay bills, to pay for a baby, things that we do together, things that are for both of our lives. And we both have our outside money, which is the additional 50% of our finances that go to my stuff, and that go to my servicing my debt and paying my bills and paying my credit cards. And you got 50% of your money that goes to paying your debt, servicing your stuff, and your credit cards. So what do you think? I think it's a good plan.
And I think that it comes it's based on your own personal needs.
Trust.
And it's based on where you are in your relationship. Honestly, if you're not ready to have these conversations,
then y'all shouldn't be together.
Maybe you're not ready to get married, and maybe you're not ready to put these two financial situations
and maybe
in the
you don't want to be together. If you can't have an honest conversation with the person you love for life. Here's the thing, right? And I learned this from randomly at a bar during a really bad brunch, where somebody said she just married for a couple years, and she was talking about relationship, and she said, when you're in love with somebody and you're in relationship with somebody, first of all, you want to love them and be in love, because loving them is a long-term thing. Being in love is a state of being, and those you go in and out of states.
Yeah.
You could be happy, you could be sad, you could be in love, you could be out of love. But I want to love you. But beyond that, if I love you, I want to love the ugliest part of you. And if the ugliest part is what you owe Sally Mae, then I should be okay with that.
And honestly, that could be such a small thing out of the list of things that you could not love from someone.
Yeah, so I think if you don't if you don't love all of them, including the debt they carry, then you shouldn't be with that person.
Yeah, and I think it's important to have these conversations before you commit to someone this wholly.
Hell yeah, it is.
And honestly, everything changes in time. Just because you're not combining your finances at the beginning doesn't mean 10 years, 20 years down the line, everything isn't going to be together. And I feel like that
start slow.
Honestly is what ends up happening. You slowly but surely become that you're going to be grouped together forever, and it makes more sense.
You're going to make America great again.
Together.
That's
beautiful.
But you got to be honest first.
Okay, so I think we're time for your moment.